guys, it's Mia here, and I think I found a book that I am absolutely in love with, and that is The Wrong Sister by T.E. Woods. Now, I'm going to get into spoilers later in the video, but don't worry if you haven't read the book yet, because I will warn you when those spoilers are coming up. But it is essential to talk about because it is a big part on why I felt like how I did in the book. And I know I'm a little red in the face, it's allergy season, so yeah. And for those of you who have read the book and want to see my train of thought on this, come on with me and we'll look into it. Now, when I read the back of this book, the main thing that drew me in was it kind of reminded me of Stranger with My Face. Now, I haven't read the book, although I'd want to. I just haven't found it anywhere. I mean, I'm sure I could find it on Amazon, but I don't order stuff online that often. So, I might look, I might not. I originally saw the movie on TV, so that's where I fell in love with the movie. And so I was really excited because I really enjoyed that movie and I really want to read that book. So when I drew the parallels between this book and Stranger with My Face, I was so excited to get into it. So we follow our main character, Tess, and it starts out with her in a police interview room, and she is being questioned for murder. So it's kind of like this mystery, like what happened, why is she in for murder? And we follow her telling her story of the events that led up to her being in the interrogation room in the first place. Now, every once in a while, they end up flashing back to the cops that are questioning her. Because it goes from the cops talking to her telling her story, and we follow her story like it's being told to us instead of the cops. So, at first, the ever so often cutting back to the police officers and having them talk, at first it took me out of the story because it felt like as soon as we got to talking to the police officers directly, it kind of slowed the story to a roll. Just when you were starting to get invested into the story Tess was telling you, it would flash us back to the present and to the cops talking to her. And it really slowed the whole flow of the story down and kind of hit the brakes and took my attention out of the story. And I was like, okay, now I have to drag through another cop part. But the closer I got to the end, the more the flashing back to the cop made sense. And let me tell you, I've read this whole damn book and I still have questions. I'm still like, wait, whoa, what happened? And it's not a bad thing. I'm not mad about that. That's a really good thing. If a book can get you talking because you're that invested and you're like, well, was this real? Was that real? What actually happened? Like, if a story can get you talking like that, that is great on the author's part. And this is not a long book. It is only 262 pages long. And once I realized why the cops were there in the positions that they were, and why it kept cutting back to the police, even that didn't slog for me anymore, because I wanted to hear what the police had to say and why she was there, and it's just insane. I still have questions, and I'm like, what is happening? What is going on? So, anyway, like I said, it reminded me of Stranger with My Face. Before I get too excited and too scatterbrained, if you remember, Stranger with My Face has our main character, Lori, finding out that she has a long-lost twin through astral projection. It's a long story. There's no astral projection in this, but still reminded me of this story. So one day, small-town liver Tess is minding her own business, going to her work. And that's when she swears she sees someone that looks exactly like her. Same walk, same hair, same height, same mannerisms. And so naturally, like anyone would be, she's curious. Now at first she's like, well, maybe I'm just seeing things, that couldn't be possible. That's not possible. So she goes about her day, kind of thinking back to seeing someone that looked exactly like her. And the next day, she sees her again, and she's like, okay, now I really need to know what's going on. So she plucks up the courage to go and find this girl, talk to her, and introduce herself. And that's when this mystery starts to form. Now, this book does a really good job of making you not trust Mimi, who is Tess's twin, or Tess's doppelganger, whatever. But they go through this like whole, what if we're twins? What if our mothers separated us at birth? Was your dad in the operating room? How would he know if he wasn't, or whatnot? Maybe there's this whole conspiracy that your dad cheated on your mom cheated on your dad, and then that's why she got pregnant. And it's just this whole big mystery that the two try to work out and try to figure out with each other. And the book does a really good job of making you not trust Mimi, because she's a person that just meets you and act like she knows you their entire life. Like, she's asking all these questions, she's inviting herself to stay over at your house, and they just met each other that day. So you're like, whoa, slow your roll here. And I wouldn't have let her stay at my house. Just saying, she's a complete stranger. Even though I see her face in the mirror every day, I would not invite her into my house. And normally in mythology, doppelgangers signal something bad about to happen. Now, there have been plenty of people that have actually met their doppelgangers, and nothing bad happened to them, at least as far as I know. That's what they're thinking. Are you my twin? Are you my doppelganger? And they start doing all this research and trying to figure stuff out. And Mimi's kind of this, let's go. Where Tess is like, hang on here, slow down. We need to work this out slowly. This calm, hot-headed librarian, she's got kind of a temper tantrum on her, anger issues, but she's like, I'm a small town librarian, I just want my peaceful town and my peaceful job, I want nothing to do with this, I didn't ask for a twin, I didn't ask for a doppelganger. She's clearly not having it. And then when Mimi can't come up with the proof that they may be twins, Tess kicks her out. Now, this is where I'm going to go into spoiler territory, because this literally rocked me to the boat. So if you have not read this book yet, click off this video now and come back to it when you have, and let me know if you're as rocked as I am. But I highly recommend this, so spoilers from this on. Leave if you don't want them. Stay if you already know the story. And if you don't care about spoilers and you're not going to read the book and you're just here for fun, come on with me. Anyway, I'm still confused. I don't know what happened. Okay, first off, it turns out that the whole time there was a reason we were flashing back to the police officers in the interview room. And that is because Tess was imagining Mimi. Mimi was not real. And the reason they know this is because everywhere that Mimi was said to have been by Tess, she was not at. She was not caught on cameras. No one else knew anything about her. Her job did not exist. They were not hiring. They didn't know anybody by the name Mimi. So she was a figment of Tess's imagination the whole time. And but then, once you think it's all cleared up and like it was some coping mechanism in her brain, it throws you for another loop right at the end. I'm still confused. Like I said, at first the police interviews really slogged for me, but once everything kind of clicked together, I'm like, oh, now I don't mind the police interviews. But oh my gosh, I'm still confused. Like, was she really real? Was that another figment of her imagination? Was it just her subconscious? I don't know. I don't know, but I love it. I love it. I'm confused as hell, but I love it. So this was definitely a hell of a read. I enjoyed it. It's a short one and a good one. The writing style is very easy to follow along with, and it was definitely a better pick-me-up than Twilight, and it was a story I needed to read after Twilight. Highly recommended. It's an amazing book, and I guarantee you, you will be left as confused as me, but that's not a bad thing. And this is a standalone, so don't expect those questions to be answered. Now, the next one I'm going into is The Child by Fiona Barton. So, this was another Barnes & Noble find, so I hope it's good, and I might start that either right now or tomorrow. So, what are you reading? What would you like to see me read if I can pick up that reading recommendation? Alright, I'll shut up now. Hope to see you next time. Bye, guys.